Okay, Rachel, today we're going to do a static posture assessment. So what I'm going to get you to do is line yourself up in the middle of the string. Perfect. And just have your hands resting by your side. Perfect. And just check you're in the middle. Great. Okay, I'm going to start with the foot and ankle complex in the anterior view. So from here, I can see that your right toe is neutral and your left toe is ever so slightly out. There is no excessive pronation or supination of the ankles. Your hips complex are symmetrical. They are good. There's no shoulder deviation. The head is neutral on. There's no spine deviation either that I can see, and your hands are neutral as well. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to get you to spin around and face the back. Perfect. We're going to line up in the middle again. That's good, thank you. Okay, starting back down from the foot and ankle complex and the anterior view. Ankles are neutral. There's no knocked knees. There's no bow legs either. They are neutral. Hip complex, they are symmetrical. From here I can see that there's no scoliosis in the spine. There's no winging scapula and there's no scapular deviation. All right, I'm going to get you to pick a side. And we're going to go from a lateral view. So I'm going to get your ankle bone to line up to this line here. Perfect. And just stay up nice and tall. Good. Okay. Starting from down at the foot and ankle complex, there is no dorsiflexion or plantar flexion. Their ankles are neutral. The knees are neutral as well. They are not excessively flexed or hyperextended. Looking at your hip complex, the line is through the middle. There is no excessive lordosis. There's no flat back. You've got a good curve. There's no anterior tilt or posterior tilt. Those hips are very neutral. Coming up to the thoracics, I can see that your head is neutral. Good, head is neutral. Shoulders are in slightly rolled back on the right side here. Perfect. I'll get you to swing around to the other side now. Line that ankle bone up to perfect and staying up tall. Good, thank you. Okay, starting back down here. Same as on the other side. Ankles are neutral. Knee on the left here is slightly forward. Knee. Looking at the hips. Hips are in a neutral position. There's no excessive tilts posteriorly or anteriorly. There's no excessive lordosis that I can see, or there's no flat back either. Looking at the spine, I can see that your shoulder is slightly rolled back here as well. Head is in line and there's no trunk rotation. Great, thank you. Okay, Rachel, now we're going to do a movement assessment. So the first one we're going to do is a front sagittal step. So what you're going to do is we want you to pretend like you're taking your step as if you're walking, let gravity take you and come back to the top. So just let your body fall with the step and come back up to the top. Good. Good, okay, so from the front view, I'm looking for any medial deviation of the knee. I can see that it's tracking quite well in front of your foot. I'm looking for any medial deviation of the hip. I can see that it's tracking. There's some slight deviation of the hip on your right side. When I look at your toe, I can see that the stance foot, the toe is neutral. And there's no excessive pronation of that placing foot. Okay, I'm going to come from a side view here. Good. The heel is lifting. on the stance foot on your left side here, on your right side of, good. The heel is not lifting on the placing foot on your right. You've got good control of your tibia on that placing foot. And you've got good control of the tibia on the stance foot as well. There's no excessive flexion of the trunk either. Great, I'm going to get you to swap sides to your left. Good. Okay. On your left side here, I can see that there's a slight medial deviation of your knee. Looking at your hips, I can see that there's an ever so slight medial deviation of the hip as well, which is in line with the knee. Your stance foot, the toe is neutral, and there's no excessive pronation of that placing foot. Good, I'm going to come from a side view here. Good, so from the side I can see that the heel is lifting on the stance foot, and the heel is planted on the placing foot. You've got good control of your tibia on both sides, and there's no excessive flexion of the trunk. Great, you can relax, thank you. Okay, Rachel, the next movement observation is going to be a lateral step. So what I'm going to get you to do is facing the front, feet are together, and you're going to step out to the side. Just let the body follow through, step out to the side, one leg straight, following through. Perfect. Good. So looking from the front here, I'm going to look at your stepping leg, which is your right leg. I can see that the knee is stacking over the foot. I can see that your hips are stacking over the foot as well. And if I look at your head, I can see that it's slightly behind the foot, ever so slightly on the right here. Okay, looking at your trunk, you can see that there's no excessive flexion of the trunk, and there's no excessive lateral flexion either. If I look at your stance leg from the front here, I can see that the lateral border of that foot is planted on the ground. Great. I'm going to get you to come over to this side, and the same thing for your left leg. Good. Okay, looking at your stepping leg from the front view, I can see that the knee is stacking over the foot. Your hips are slightly behind on the left side here. And your head is slightly behind, which is connected to the hip, not stacking over. Okay, if we're looking at your trunk here, there's no excessive flexion of the trunk. There's possible slight lateral flexion, excessive flexion of the trunk here. If I look at your stance leg over on your right foot, I can see that it's planted on the ground. Great, thank you, rest. Okay, and the last movement observation we're going to do is a transverse step and reach. So what this one looks like is you're going to have your back facing towards me, and what you're going to do is have your feet together, standing up tall. You're going to step back and reach down. So it's a step and reach. Eyes to follow the hand, step and reach. Let's have a go. Good. Keep going. Perfect. So this is your right side. So from the back view, I can see that there's a little bit of segmented movement through the scapula on your right. Good. There's slightly poor lateral flexion through the right side as well. There's no excessive rotation that I can see. Good. The head could follow a little bit better on the right here. There's no segmented head movement, however, and the stance leg is not straight. Good. All right, we'll switch to the other side. So we're going on our left, stepping down with our left, reaching with our left, and reach down. Good. Good. Okay, from here I can see that there's no segmented scapular movement. There's poor lateral flexion through the spine on your left as well. There's no excessive trunk rotation. Good. The head does slightly, could follow the hand a little bit better. There's no head segmented movement, and that stance leg is not straight. Great, you can relax, thank you.